We're talking today with Christina Muth, who has taken my Holistic Healing Certificate program. And there are 5 classes in there. And she's going to share a little bit about how these various complementary and integrative health approaches have enhanced her practice as an occupational therapist and for herself personally as well. Welcome, Christina.
Thank you, Emmy. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
What drew you initially to take the Holistic Healing Certificate program?
I was in a place in my life where I was looking for more depth. I was dabbling in meditation, mindfulness, yoga, all of the things. And I was really looking for a way to pull that into my work because I find a certain passion with being able to connect with people, be mindful, and promote their own awareness of their own healing. I'm always saying that you are your biggest advocate for your own health. And so I think bringing in that mindfulness piece to patients really enhances the experience as an occupational therapist and just as a human. So what did I do? I think I just Googled holistic OT and there you were. And your program was being offered, I think, the very next month that I happened to look into it. So I was divinely guided to find you, I believe, and started right away with the first class, The Power of the Mind and Healing. And I knew I wanted to take the whole thing, which has proved to be very beneficial and exactly what I thought and more.
How has taking this program enhanced your skills as an occupational therapist and healthcare practitioner?
I am an occupational therapist working in the home health division of healthcare. So I work a lot with geriatric population, a lot of neuro patients, a lot of hip replacements, joint replacements, things like that. I find that my work here has been able to really be enhanced by bringing in the mindfulness piece. And that's what I tell a lot of my clients and a lot of my patients is that being able to focus on their own awareness of their own body and listening to their body and what their body needs and being aware of how their body interacts with space, and just bringing in a mindfulness piece, a more relaxed piece. It helps so much. Breathing helps. It helps calm anxieties, any worries about their health in general, and a lot of the medical issues can be overwhelming for people. So it really helps them to focus and calm down and just look at the big picture.
How has it helped your clients you're serving with their physical and emotional pain?
Oh, a lot. Right now, we really have a problem overall with the opioid crisis. There's a lot of patients who are used to having a certain amount of pain medication that they're no longer able to have. And I've been working with a lot of patients on relaxation, getting to a place, a really relaxed state using progressive breathing or progressive relaxation, diaphragmatic breathing, a special place guided imagery, and pointing out that even for just a moment, people can, with their mind, create an environment that is a lot less pain than what they usually are dealing with. And that training has been able to help a lot of patients be able to cope with the lack of pain medicine that they're able to get or that they're getting. And sometimes what I'm finding is when I do these sessions with clients, their pain relief lasts longer and longer and longer. At first, it may have lasted from breakfast to lunch. And then the next time I see them, it lasted until dinner time, or it lasted until that night, or that maybe even the next morning. And sometimes it's not a complete relief of pain, but it is a reduction. Using the pain scale, a lot of them will say it's, around 8 or 9. And then usually it'll go down to a 5 out of 10 on the pain scale. A 4 out of 10, a 3 out of 10, sometimes a 0. So it really is showing objectively that there are some benefits in providing the pain relief, really just by getting to a relaxed state, breathing, engaging the vagus nerve and all of our, nervous systems to come on board and help just calm that nervous system and take the focus off of maybe sometimes the pain or the anxiety. Sometimes I find that relaxation just really helps to bring in those feelings of calm, and it's a natural pain reliever.
Yeah, excellent work. How has taking this holistic healing certificate program helped you with your understanding of the mind, body, spirit connection and integrative health?
Oh boy, it's just all connected. It's more confirmation that everything really is connected. And I have to say that even in my personal life, when I have really taken hold of my mental health and my mental wellness, I would say, and developed practices for my own self that are daily routine meditations or relaxations or breathing, yoga. I put a little bit of that in. It helps me stay focused. And what I find, and this is what I tell my clients a lot of times, is that when my mental health and my vibration of my mental health is elevated because I'm in a good place mentally, I'm relaxed, I'm focused, I'm able to shift gears more often, then I find that my physical body and my emotional body wants to elevate to that same vibration. So therefore, I start to crave healthier foods. I start to need more sleep. I start to crave healthier environments. And I find that is so true with my patients when I bring that in to our sessions and talk about the mental wellness. They begin to draw the line between the physical connections and the emotional connections. And they just say, this whole picture of being mindful and this whole picture of being relaxed and very, very purposeful about what I'm doing in my life, it leads me to better decisions with my health and with my physical body, especially after an injury or a recovery.
How has this program helped you to be more confident with using holistic and integrative health approaches?
I find, first of all, that it's just so beneficial and it really works. And I get just patient after patient telling me how helpful it's been to see the big picture. I had a lady the other day tell me she has a back surgery and a hip surgery. And for 60 years, she's been in this, horrible posture, and really just talking about the mindfulness piece and being aware of her body and how it moves, and just looking at feeling into what her body feels like when she's using correct posture and when she's being really aware of something as simple as going from a sitting position to a standing position. How often do we do that without even thinking about it? But when you really bring that mindfulness piece in, it really slows you down and it really forces you to make those connections. And it's been so beneficial to bring to my clients.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the specific classes in the program. The first one is the power of the mind and healing. And in that class, what do you feel you learned that really helped you expand your skill set in these areas?
Mostly the Relaxation Revolution book was so important in the breathing, progressive relaxation, and just being able to shift our body from a flight or fight to a rest and relax type of environment. And that, I think, has proven to be the most effective treatment and the thing that I use over and over and over again with a lot of my clients. I use breathing techniques. I use progressive relaxation, head to toe or toe to head, whatever. And then also a special place, guided imagery. That's getting into another one. But the power of the mind and healing is something that it's kind of a lecture I give to everyone at the beginning. What you think is what you are, what you expect and what you put out is your energy is what you get back. And so some people are very receptive, I should say, to that idea, but others take a little bit of work. Mindset is so huge. And I've seen that with my clients, the ones that are, knowing that they're going to get better and thinking that they're going to get better. They do sometimes a lot faster. We've all had the clients that, don't think that anything's good, but even then, sometimes it's able to make a difference and affect a change just with a talk or with a mindset perspective change.
How have your skills grown guiding people in meditation and guided imagery through this program?
Exponentially. They are very, at first, when I was first learning these techniques, I did them with a lot of clients. And now it's something I don't use a script anymore. I really just kind of go off how I feel, which is something you taught us to do, Emmy, was to really dig in and feel our intuition, because it's so important as a clinician to be intuitive in guiding our clients, because they really tell you what they need if you listen really closely. And so starting out, I would always do the breathing, a guided diaphragmatic breathing, which is something I did as a traditional occupational therapist anyway. And then right on into a progressive relaxation, and then into a special place guided imagery that gets everybody into a very relaxed state. And I use that over and over and over. And now I'm so confident in my skills that I'm able to take it a step further and really listen to what they need. I can tell if they need a little more time in a certain area. I can tell if they want to spend a little bit more time on the breath work, or maybe there's a certain area of their body that needs a little bit more relaxation. And I feel that over time, my skills have developed enough to be able to really intuitively guide the client a lot more effectively. So that just takes time and practice.
It's a great skill to have these days with all the research coming out in mindfulness and meditation and guided imagery. So Good job. Yeah.
Thank you.
How have you been able to apply your skills providing energy healing?
When I worked with my one-on-one clients, when I was going through the coursework and finishing up the course, I got to practice a lot on some dear friends. And I found that I love the energy healing work. And again, just like any other skill, the more you do it, the more you can feel it and the better you get at it. What I found is I like it the most when I'm using an interactive mindfulness type of session, guiding through emotions, or, feeling what someone has in their body, where they're feeling emotions or whatever. I really like using energy healing following one of those sessions if there's any further energy that's still stagnant or that needs to be moved out. I've run into a couple of situations where there was just some real stubborn emotions. And I found that after the interactive mindfulness session, I went right into the energy healing, and I was able to just help move it out and clear it out. And the client reported that they felt lighter and better and, just moved a lot more. So I think that now I'm more confident with the energy healing as well. And I can really see how when we can pinpoint the stagnant energy with interactive mindfulness or guided imagery, and you can really pinpoint those blocks, it's a lot easier to move out with energy.
How have your clients benefited from the interactive mindfulness method, where you're actually interacting with them in an inner focused, relaxed state to process emotions and body sensations for health and wellness and healing?
The clients that I've used the interactive mindfulness on have all come back after, and it does take a few sessions, because a lot of times at first people don't really know what to expect. And after a few sessions of really working, I had one client in particular that just came back and over and continued to just want to go deeper and deeper and deeper, because he felt that there were things that were unlocked within him that he was able to explore. And he felt like I was a guide through his subconscious, is what he called me. And he really was able to find his own intuition and find his own answers for his own health issues that he was having going on in his life. And so I think it just, if anything, encouraged him to dig a little deeper and to listen to his own intuition. And I didn't really do anything. I just simply guided him and used my intuition to let him explore a little bit. And it was a beautiful thing to watch. Just watch someone, become intuitive on their own and figure out all their own answers. And it was just such a beautiful process to witness.
Well, and you learn specific steps and methods to guide that person, not just your intuition, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, all the training from your classes helped a lot. I used a script a lot, especially at the beginning, because especially with interactive mindfulness, it's all over the place. You never know what exactly the answers are going to be. You never know how the client's going to respond. And you have to really just be able to shift gears and guide them based on their answers. So there's really just not a script you can follow. So having that foundation of a really good intuitive body, which was in the first class that you taught, the power of the mind and healing, and then being able to really listen to my intuition to be able to guide the client based on their answers. There were just so many techniques that I had. I could go with an inner child. I could go with a feeling. I could go with an emotion. I could go with just really whatever was coming up, an image. And then I had all of those, whatever came up, I had all of the techniques as a foundation to be able to draw upon, inviting in an inner wisdom figure, or asking them to access their higher self or their intuition, or bringing in a light, or going back to a special place. All of those techniques are things that I've used. And it just kind of comes to you because everything you learn becomes kind of locked away in your own intuitive body. And then you're able to really use your intuition to access those foundations. So it's really well put together program, Emmy. Really it is.
Thank you. Yeah, I was just highlighting that there are specific steps and methods that you learned, and then you're able to, like you say, it's sort of like a dance with your client, listen to your intuition. And how has your intuition grown since you've taken this program?
Once again, exponentially. I have really gained a lot of confidence in my intuition. And here's the thing, it was always there. Like many of us, we all are intuitive beings, and it's just listening to it and being confident in what it's telling me. And it started as a whisper, and now it's gotten louder and louder and louder. And now I know that inner voice is really a guide for me. It's helped me so much in my work. It's helped me so much in my personal life. It's helped me with my family. Any, trials and tribulations that I'm going through in my personal life too. It's really been a game changer to just be able to trust it and, strengthen it a little bit, and then learn to get confirmation from just other synchronicities around that this is truly the path that I'm supposed to be on, and this is the right way, I guess I should say. It's been really a game changer. That's all I can say about that, really.
Yeah, that's awesome. How has your ability to guide your clients to access their intuition grown?
Well, because I have the personal experience of growing my own intuition, we can speak to that so much when we've been through that ourselves. And I think as a healer, or an occupational therapist and a clinician, it's so important to draw from my own personal experience, because my clients are going to believe me a lot more if I am walking the walk and talking the talk. If I was not intuitive, then it would be really hard for me to teach someone how to be intuitive. So when I'm talking about my own intuition, and I just call to their attention that they are intuitive as well, will start to share experiences, and they're going, yeah, you're right. That is how it is for me. Mm-hmm. And so I just boost their own confidence and encourage them to continue to develop their intuition. I encourage, mindfulness. I encourage meditation. I encourage breathing. And I do find that strengthens their own intuition. And I do it a lot through body movement and awareness, especially when I'm dealing with someone who's had an injury. It's just so easy to talk about being aware of their own body. And a lot of people it's clicking for them in that way.
How has your ability to support your clients with their own spirituality increased?
I find that I have a unique ability now to be able to listen and guide them from wherever they are. And sometimes I talk about, it's the verbiage that I'll use sometimes. Sometimes I'll use religious figures, or not to bring religion into it too much, but sometimes that's how they can relate. So it's really finding what the client's comfortable with in terms of verbiage. And, sometimes it's energy, sometimes it's the universe, sometimes it's religion, sometimes it's whatever it is. And if I can connect with the client that way, then they're much more likely to listen to what I have to say and to tap into that a little bit more. Pretty much everyone's comfortable with their higher self and, their inner wisdom or their energy. So it just all depends on what the client's comfortable with. And I think that using my own intuition, I'm able to access what they're comfortable with a little bit easier and guide them into their own spirituality.
How has your ability to support your clients with reaching their goals increased by taking this program?
When clients are really able to be mindful about what they're doing and why they're doing it, it boosts their confidence to be more independent. So I've had a lot of clients be able to, because of they're more aware of their body or their intuition or whatever is guiding them, they're able to feel, okay, you know what, maybe I can cook a meal now. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling like my body is able to do that. And so they are able to be a little bit more comfortable and independent with whatever it may be, cooking a meal or getting dressed or taking a shower. I think that the mindfulness piece has really led to a lot more independence.
And that mindfulness can, I think people, when they hear the term mindfulness, there's mindfulness meditation, but I think you're talking about how the skills that you learn in the program have helped your clients to be more aware of themselves, more kind, compassionate, and non-judging with themselves and patient, perhaps.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Especially I do a whole talk usually too about not being too hard on yourselves and really kind of listening to, your limitations. And it is that awareness of their body and what their limitations are. So in traditional, my traditional work as an OT, absolutely, it comes into play so much with how they're able to reach their goals. And even when they can just sit and really break down their goals. So almost I'm teaching them how to set their own goals for themselves that they feel are important to them and purposeful for them. They're able to really break that down, and then they can start to take those steps to reach their goals while being very aware and very intuitive and very in tune with their own body and their own limitations.
Yeah. How has this program expanded your awareness and understanding with the ability to work in the health and wellness and prevention area?
I find myself as a healthier human after taking your courses overall. Mind, body, spirit, because it's just all connected. I use my own experience as the best example. So, I consider myself a well human at this point. And mind, body, spirit, of course, there's always room for growth and healing. However, I have to promote that with my clients because it's, just as hard as we have to work to get well after an injury or disease or something like that, even if it's a chronic illness or disease, there are still practices and ways to remain well and work on prevention in daily life. So I try to speak to that as much as I can from my own experience. And, if I can be an example of that, then people usually want to know how and why. And then I have all that information to provide.
Sometimes just showing up as yourself can really be a role model for other people.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. What do you hope to see happen in this arena of holistic and integrative health, wellness, and prevention in healthcare?
Well, I think it's already starting to happen. I mean, there's so much acceptance for what we're doing. I love being able to share some of my very beneficial treatments or, things that actually work with patients and share them with my boss. And my boss wants me to present it to our team. And even bring it up the ladder. We've had certain pathways added to our documentation to be able to include some of these things in our system. it's becoming a lot more recognized, and the methods that I've been able to use, some of the more complementary styles are, really helpful for the, people that are opioid dependent, and being able to use some of the guided imagery and the relaxation and the breathing techniques for pain relief and pain management has been very beneficial, and it's being very recognized. And so now, my supervisor at work has asked me to speak on that type of technique and intervention as something that is actually working and being very beneficial to our patients, which is providing better outcomes, which of course they love.
And I would imagine increasing patient satisfaction as well.
Absolutely. It works. So it's, of course.
Christina, is there anything else you would like to share about the Holistic Healing Certificate Program, how it's enhanced your life and the lives of your clients you serve?
Yes, Emmy, I really can't say enough about it. It's been so beneficial to me personally. Like I said, I consider myself now a well human, only striving to get better and learn more and continue to heal. But it has been so easy to integrate that into my work as a traditional occupational therapist. I do hope to eventually branch off into my own side business as well, but it's so beneficial in my traditional occupational therapy work. I will say, as a little note, I feel like it has really expanded my awareness in ways that I wasn't quite expecting, and I've been able to receive, I feel like, information. My intuition is so strong. I feel like I'm so confident in it, and I've been able to get messages and downloads, or however you want to call it. Sometimes I even feel that there are past loved ones that come into sessions and help guide me to help their loved ones. Sometimes it's been really amazing. And sometimes I don't even share that piece with my clients. It's just kind of for me. And it just helps me be so much more confident as a clinician, traditionally. And then I look forward to continuing to work as a holistic occupational therapist as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much for all that you've shared here today, Christina. I'm truly grateful that this program has enhanced your life and the lives of your clients so richly and deeply, and that they are able to reach their goals and feel better in their minds, their bodies, and their spirits. Thank you so much for being with me.
Absolutely. Thank you, Emmy. I appreciate you.